Yo, what's going on? Need to Know Podcast. We are back. Last week we had some technical difficulties, so we're here. And I
want to tell them that when we say we have technical difficulties, we're not lying. Like, I swear. No. I feel like it sounds like such a bullshit excuse, but it really does.
And you know what's fucked up? Like, I really like the people that work at the studio and own the studio. So when I actually say that, I feel like I'm blaming them. And it's not like they don't do it on purpose, but shit happens.
Oh, no, yeah. That's just what happened.
Yeah, shit happens. So if you're ever in the space, if you're ever in the tech space or any type of creative space, tech happens and it sucks, but we are here this week. Before we get into the content though, y'all all know I did a fantasy draft on this podcast live last week, and this week we are back with Underdog Fantasy. I want to help you help me. Let's continue to put ourselves in the best positions to win money.
All right, some money, guys.
Underdog. All right. When you sign up, you can find us in the link below. Need to know at the sign up, they will match your deposit up to $100. So whatever you put into the app, they will match it for you. Me, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I've been doing pretty well, so I can afford to put like 75 this week.
Come on,
I can do 75.
Yes, double that real quick.
And whenever I bet Alex on Tuesday, on 2K, I should say, I could take his money, deposit it, and Fantasy Underdog will make sure they match that, all right? So this week's game, as y'all know, we drop the podcast on Thursdays. There are Thursday night football games. This week's game is the Giants versus the 49ers, all right? 49ers, in my opinion, they're the better team.
Yeah.
They have the better coach.
They got a little squad over.
They have more talent.
Better quarterback.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, the high and the low for Daniel Jones, I'm going to take the low.
Okay.
I know I live in New York. So if you want to follow what I'm doing, my pick, my
at your own discretion.
Yes, I'm going to take the low on Daniel Jones. The Giants, unfortunately, they don't have Saquon Barkley this week.
They do not.
So whoever their running back is, I'm also going to take the low there. And when it comes to Christian McCaffrey, that is one white man I trust. I promise you, you will trust him as well. Make sure you take his high on this week's Thursday night football game. Again, these are my personal picks. And I've been doing really well over there on the app. So make sure y'all go tap into Underdog Fantasy, download the app, go on the website, however it is that you want to participate in this fantasy game, create your dream team. And like I said, that is need to know on your deposit, on your sign up. They will match you up to $100. That is a lot of money to play with and potentially a lot of money to earn. So please make sure y'all go do that.
Yeah, man, y'all already gonna be watching the game, right? So why not?
Might as well get some money.
Yeah, exactly. Why not make some money off of it, man?
Yeah, enjoy that. Have some fun.
No, and speaking about football.
Yeah.
I'm on a journey, guys, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert.
But you getting there.
But I'm tapped in. I literally texted them. When was it, Saturday?
Yeah.
Yes.
I literally texted them. Okay, I was a little drunk, but it's okay. But I was like, guys, I could see why you guys are obsessed with football.
Yeah, you see
like,
that?
This shit is crazy.
I will say this, though. This year in college football has been unprecedented.
It's more exciting.
Yeah, way more exciting than the times we've seen. Shout out to Deion.
Because as I'm watching the game, I'm literally with my very patient boyfriend. He explains everything, so I'll be like, "Oh my god, why are people just like?" I ask like, "What is happening?" So I'm kind of understanding the football part, but I just love the story. Like that's why I'm really invested this time with like Deion Sanders and stuff like that. So I'm excited on my journey.
He don't got no. He missing some toes, y'all. Still winning.
For you to have that type of confidence while not having toes,
I'm telling you,
that's a different level of man.
You gotta be.
Wait, he doesn't have toes?
That's a real man.
He got some amputated. He got some amputated.
If I was missing some limbs,
I don't know if I.
Well, it's not a limb though. It's a little nugget, you know.
But you ever had a fucked up toe?
Yes.
You ever feel like
But limb is like if I'm missing my leg.
Yeah.
If I'm missing a toe, I don't give a fuck.
But if you cut anything off of me, that's a limb. That's an extension of who I am.
That's scientifically incorrect, but okay.
It is scientifically, but fuck all that. My balance is off without my two toes. For you to lead young men,
amazing,
the way that he does without two toes.
Yeah.
That's ill.
And it was just so much, like Lil Wayne pulled up, Offset, The Rock, and I was just watching this like the whole pre-show, and I was like, he can't lose this game.
Yeah.
Like I was like, what's gonna happen if he loses? Like there's literally no other option. He has to win. There's like everybody that pulled up for him, and he did. Even though some people doubted, I never doubted.
And after they won the game, the stats came out that the Colorado versus Colorado State was the most viewed college football game of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, all time.
Of all
Damn.
time?
They said it had a peak of like 11.1 million views, and I think a steady rate of like 9.3.
That's black.
That's
excellence.
impressive
Shout out
because
to Deion.
there's a lot of like classic like college games like basketball and football. So that's crazy.
Absolutely.
We're watching history.
I also want to, make sure I highlight the fact that, we come on this podcast and I'm very transparent. I'm very open. I'm very honest with how I feel about myself and, just how I feel about the world.
Better that way. It's better that
That's
way.
just one of the things that I do. It's one of my gifts. It's one of my
Yes.
superpowers.
Yeah,
And
you
so
do. You definitely do. Just be telling everybody.
It's bad. I probably should.
Nah, it's better that way.
Fuck
Keep
it.
telling
I'm
yourself.
like, shout out to SaVon because I'm gonna do it.
I want to commend Deion Sanders for being a strong advocate, a strong example for what getting hair transplant surgery can do for a man.
Look what SaVon big him up about.
All right? Because with LeBron and all the money he's had, he still hasn't found a way to really
They probably got.
just master what it is to have like a hairline transplant.
They probably got
Deion
different.
Sanders, please go look up the before and after. And Deion, I hope I'm not putting you out there. Like, I'm
blowing
pretty
my
sure this
name
is
spot up and
actually
shit.
like
Yeah, 'cause I didn't know
public
this.
knowledge.
Yeah.
His hairline looks so natural. And it looks so authentic. And to know that
It's like when people talk about BBLs.
bro, that's what
No,
it's
because
the man
when they
BBL.
say it looks natural, that's a compliment.
That's how I feel about Deion Sanders' hairline. So shout out to Prom. Shout out to them
I
kids.
think they come from different circumstances.
Shout out to everybody. I think so too. Shout out to everybody a part of that program. And I also want to shout out Offset. I want to shout out
He
Offset
had
for
a
being a bigger man.
time.
Woo!
I want to shout out Offset for being a bigger man.
Raps Michael Jackson.
Again.
Oh, we're talking about that. Okay.
Hey,
right.
and just in general, he did go support Prime, right? We all saw that.
he did.
He's also in promo for his album. I love the way that the Migos kind of go about, doing what it is that they do when it's time to be seen, right?
Yeah.
So Quavo, Offset, when they have something to promote, they do it in such an organic way. And I think Offset this past week, going to the Colorado State game, being at the Grammys, supporting his wife. Also,
VMAs?
The VMAs.
I'm so sorry. I
Yeah.
said the Grammys, the VMAs.
Yeah.
Honestly, all these award shows, do
They feel the
really mean
same?
Anything? Do they
Hey,
mean
you're not
Yeah.
wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
He's at the VMAs. But yeah, I'm a fan of Offset. And I think it's been documented and rest in peace to Takeoff. But Offset has always been the Migos that I kind of fucked with the most for whatever reason. I don't know if it was his flow, his cadence, his style. I know when the Migos first came out, he was the one that was locked up and a lot of people was championing free Offset. So a lot of
I
people may
remember
not
that.
even remember that. But Offset, he's been my guy and I love seeing how he has moved through superstardom. Where, you come from a group who's from the streets, you were the member that was locked up, and now you're in a position to where you have other men, other grown men, other adult men
Yeah.
standing outside of hotel rooms anticipating, some type of interaction, and you're on a jet.
Next to garbage bags.
Next to garbage bags.
For those of you that don't know what we're discussing, though Offset was in the news this week, so was Nicki Minaj's husband. I think he goes by Kenneth
Petty.
Petty. Yeah, Kenneth Petty. And long story short, Kenneth Petty and a group of young individuals, a group of young men, decided to go on the block late night and record that they was outside. Now, many of these men are over 35 and 40. And the internet found it so interesting that they were on the block looking for allegedly Offset while Offset is at the Colorado game.
Literally on live, having the time of his life.
Having the time of his life. We seen him with Kai Cenat having the most wholesome time. I think that was
Literally,
Yeah.
that made me so happy. They were just playing video games, eating cereal, dancing around.
I think that was the wackest part about it for the other side, because for you to be looking for a group for a nigga like Offset when he's doing the most wholesome event, it's like
It looks crazy.
It looks
right?
crazy
Like,
while you on the block, yo, my nigga, we outside. He playing with the kids. Like what?
Do y'all know why he was looking for Offset in the beginning?
Yeah.
I honestly don't know much of the story, guys. Like,
Yeah.
I was just admiring how much fun Offset was having.
So allegedly, Offset had DM'd an associate of Kenneth's, and the associate was actually featured in the video while they were all on the block.
Okay.
And the DMs just consisted of, yo, where you at? You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all ain't like that, blase, blase. And a lot of it, I guess, stemmed from maybe interactions they had at the VMAs.
Cardi and Nicki.
Exactly. Cardi and Nicki, that's kind of the
Oh, okay.
conversation, So Yeah, that's kind of where it stemmed from. I guess they were trying to respond to Offset's DMs from My whole thing is like, well, I thought we were supposed to stay out of women's business.
Period.
I feel like they've done a good job up until this point. And I will say this because I've had an opportunity to, I don't want to say meet because I didn't formally meet Kenneth or Zoo. I don't know what they call him.
Yeah, the
like,
streets call him Zoo.
I'm really not trying to be funny. Like,
No. Streets call him Zoo.
I'm not there. I'm not in the streets.
Yeah.
But I did have a chance to kind of meet, Nicki Minaj and her husband. And what I will say is there was definitely an intensity about him when I met him or when I was around him. Let me say that. When I was around him, there was an intensity about him. And, we often say as men that we are as good as the woman we keep beside us, right?
That is the saying.
That's that again. I don't know if you agree with it. Some people may agree with it, may disagree with it.
I would say so. I would say on both sides, like I feel like that represents like a lot about you.
Exactly. And so in this particular case, I want to champion and keep that same energy because I think we are a reflection of who we decide to be with, who we decide to procreate with. And so somebody at the magnitude of a Nicki Minaj, this is just not a good look to me.
Come on.
It's no other way for me to
keep
say
it a buck.
Yeah.
Like,
be more clear.
It doesn't feel right.
What doesn't feel right?
Something just doesn't feel right when you are the biggest woman rapper ever. It's undisputed. Like, and I get it, and I love Cardi B. Okay. I'm a fan of Cardi B. I love Lil' Kim. I love Foxy Brown. I love Missy Elliott. I love all of these women who have, been present, who are active now, active in the past, and who will continue to be active. But I do not think there's a way to dispute Nicki Minaj is the greatest or the biggest woman rapper ever.
If you really take a step back and look at her career, like, come on, guys. Yes.
Yes.
The fact that, she's even maintained a certain level of relevancy that other women rappers couldn't do. Like, she's like 10, 12, 15 in, depending on when you got introduced. And I think that's a testament to who she is, her talent, her pen, her care for the craft, her artistry. I think that's a testament to that.
Yeah.
But then when I see her other half, I was going to say better half. I don't know if that's better. I think it's the other half. When I see her other half standing outside of a hotel on Instagram Live with, I want to say negative energy.
Oh, for sure.
Say his energy was somewhat negative, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he masked that.
No.
When I see that, it just kind of, it makes me pull away from Nicki Minaj's legacy a little bit.
Really? I don't think it's so much so her fault, man.
It does.
I do want to put more of the onus on him. I do want to put
it's like
because you fall in love with who you fall in love with, right? And you would assume that your partner would.
I hate this conversation because I'm about to get real on this shit.
I'm gonna get mad real.
And I don't want to do that.
That's all we do.
Okay, I get it. I get it. You love who you love, but it's like if my man was out here acting crazy, like I feel like it's not like I don't have anything to do with that. I could do something about it. I could talk to him. I'd be like, yo, like I don't control my man, but if he was doing some crazy shit. Alex, if my man was doing what?
Because if he got time to do that, Lord knows the other time that nigga might got. So I'm trying to be careful with my words.
I'm not controlling anybody.
But I feel like I'm a man of the people. And I fuck with the niggas that fuck with us.
For real, we've been men of the people.
You get what I'm saying?
Listen, there is a way to respectfully say that, yo, you can love who you love, but some shit is just corny, right? Like, you can't be a certain age doing certain things. Okay. I'll go to a different place, right?
I mean, well, we agree. I feel like we all agree with that.
Yeah, that's a fact, yeah. I'll go to a different place, right? Okay. Why I'm putting more of the onus on him than her.
Yeah.
Yo, dog,
yeah, no, I would agree. Yeah.
You know your wife is Nicki Minaj already. Like, this is why I'm just so confused about it.
He does not care. Like, I feel like he doesn't know because why are you acting like this publicly when your wife is Nicki? Like,
that's why I'm so confused with what happened to the street niggas, man. Old street niggas, especially from his era, And again, salute to him. If you're watching this, yo, bro, we don't got no beef, man. We do content over here.
Imagine he's watching this.
Salute. You know what I'm saying? Like, salute. If you are, salute.
Kenneth Petty slides into our DMs.
Cool.
Wow, careful. Bro, I'm starting to realize people dead ass be listening to
know,
this
people be
podcast.
tight.
Yeah, I need to stop acting like people don't listen to our
people
podcast.
dead ass be listening to me like, oh, yo, my fault.
Yeah.
He's not one of those people that you want to say my fault to. You just got to come with energy.
I mean,
I don't ever want to like do that, and I don't want him to ever feel like that towards
as a
us.
man,
But it's corny.
Right.
And you got to understand, I'm about to say some shit. I don't know how it's going to come off. You got to know your role. You got to know your equation. The same way as
Every
men
team.
that we always say we need the people around us, our entourage, you know what I'm saying? The women that we have, everybody has to know their position when they are that person. Generally speaking, in rap and in hip hop culture, it's always the man that we associate that with, right? The man is the ecosystem. So like, I would love to use like a LeBron James. LeBron James is the player. He's the all-star. He's the Hall of Famer. He's the superstar. He has the Rich Pauls. He has the Maverick Carters. He has his team, and everybody has to play their role.
Yeah.
But their role is only significant because LeBron is who he is, and they got to accept that and play it to the best of their ability. The reason I make that comparison is because Kenneth, and I only know him by Kenneth. I'm really not trying to be funny. Kenneth is the husband of Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
You have to understand that role and what that does. Even if you're not an artist, even if you don't give a fuck about doing anything that she does, you have to see how you are a reflection of her. And in my opinion, I'm going to say something else. 50 Cent, I'm not going to say it. 50 Cent says this.
Okay.
50 Cent always says, look at Jay-Z and look at who he married. Right? In 50 Cent's beliefs, who Jay-Z married has assisted his public perception, his business opportunities, and also the awards that come, the accolades that come with who Jay-Z married. Now, believe whatever it is that you want to believe, but that is something that 50 Cent has said, something that he's acknowledged, and also Dame Dash has said that as well. These are things that people are saying about other folks, particularly Jay-Z. So when it comes to a Nicki Minaj, had she been with, let's say, a Meek Mill, that changes the perspective, the perception of what it is or who it is that she is.
I remember they lasted mad long too.
They did.
They lasted like years.
And again, I don't give a fuck about what they do, but I just think that, you know, her husband needs to take into account of who it is that he's with.
He's representing.
Because this is not just these upcoming rapper chicks, whatever. Like, this is the one. Look at A$AP Rocky. Kenneth, look at A$AP Rocky. I'll say that.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
It makes all the sense in the world.
We all love Rocky and how he's moving and stuff.
I don't even think. I think you can fall in love with anyone, right?
Yes.
I think the onus and accountability as adults is looking in the mirror and going, shit, I've done this before. I bet I was one way before. Due to how my life has changed, new things on my plate, I'm in a whole different light. I have to change, right? So for me, it's more like on some shit where it's like, yo, gang, you don't gotta prove to niggas that you tough, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas know. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like when you reach a certain age, I feel like you should constantly should be wanting to ascend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And at least show us that ascension. Unfortunately, the public only knows very negative things about him, right? Nasty things, you know.
Very negative.
Very negative and nasty things. So my whole thing, if I'm gang, all right, cool. How do I kind of flip the image? How do I flip how I'm viewed? You know what I'm saying? How do I add to this plate that, you know, me and my wife are eating from? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what really bothers me with that whole shit because, yo, gang, you're not scaring a nigga like Offset like that. You're not scaring anybody in the industry like that. I'm not saying that you haven't been scary before.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm sure you got shit under your belt. And this is no disrespect. This is just real rap, real words. One man to another man. You know what I'm saying? And as a man for myself, I want to continue to grow. I want to make sure when I get married, I want to continue to add to the marriage. You know what I'm saying?
Period.
If I had a fucked up past, it happens, yo. Nobody's perfect. But That should be the goal. That should be the focus. Like, all right, cool. That's been my passion, but I'm a big adult now. I don't got to be on none of that shit. And then I mentioned this earlier. I don't know what happened to street niggas, bro. This shit is like everything online now. Everything DM. Everything IG Live. I believe that you like that, gang. So just do that how you do that. You don't got to prove nothing to me, academics or the rest of the shade room.
Yeah, facts.
You don't got to prove nothing to us. Wherever you sanction that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that kind of just perplexes my brain. Like, yo, bro, you older than me. Like, you should want to be better for yourself. This is not no like, oh, we outside. Niggas next to garbage bags. Like, you got money in your account. Your wife is Nicki Minaj. You posting videos next to garbage bags? Like, come on, son.
Wait, so then what do we like? No, because I completely agree with like everything that you just said, like literally every sentence. So like, what do we like disagree on? Because I feel like we were like talking, and then you're like, Regina. Wait, what was the point that
I forgot what you were mentioning at that time.
Okay.
But
I completely agree with you. Like,
yeah.
just everybody just act right,
just
please,
elevate.
please.
Just elevate. And if he takes any critique from that, he needs to fix the problem.
See, my thing is, whenever, and there's plenty of moments in my life where I want to do something stupid. There's a lot.
All the time.
Like, honestly, there's way too many. Well, I'm like, yeah, I really want to do something that's probably not in the best interest of what it is that I'm trying to do. Yeah. But whenever I do something stupid or I want to do something stupid, I always think about the worst case scenario, right? Worst case scenario is Offset walks out of that building and he confronts you, and now you're on Instagram Live and you got to make a decision. The decision is, do I want to continue to be this character or this person, and now I have to confront him in a way that's probably going to get violent? Or even if it doesn't get violent, you know, let's say he beats the shit out of Offset. Let's just say, hypothetically. You prove your point, cool. What does that do for you? What does that do for your family?
Right.
Like, it just doesn't there's no win-win scenarios in what it is that you did. You put yourself in a position where you can only lose, because not only will you lose if you did run into him, because now you're Nicki Minaj's husband who has all of these claims on his name, all these allegations, whatever, right? And now you're the aggressor with a superstar rapper who was dating another superstar rapper, and you are the odd man out. Because out of the four people, right, the Cardi B, the Offset, the Nicki Minaj, and the Kenneth Petty's, you are the least relevant. You are the least, in public perception, important, right? The other three, they're going to be fine. It's literally, you're the odd man out. You have the most to lose, so you just got to get to a point of where you weigh it on the Libra scale to be like, all right, is this the decision I want to make? Is it worth it, or is it not? Because you don't have to prove, like, in the realm that you're in, the air that you're in, right? You're in such rare air. You don't have to prove to anybody you're tough. Yeah. Because it doesn't even matter at this point. Like, you're married to Nicki Minaj.
And the craziest part about it is he could really be having motion, but we wouldn't be able to see it off of what he shows us. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I would say to that, yo. Like, we all adults here, bro. Like, I get it. We all been tough guys before, but you don't gotta do all of that, man. You getting money, you fly. Like, Nicki Minaj your wife. We don't gotta get into all of that.
The fucked up thing is, and we could kind of move on because there's a ton of other folks' relationships that we kind of want to cover a little bit. That's in the news. But it makes me, and I hate to be this person, but it makes me kind of question Nicki Minaj's judgment a little bit. Just on a personal
that's what
level.
we were going back. Like, that's where
that's what we were. Yeah.
That's what we were saying because. Okay, sorry. You SaVon, finish, and then I'll go on.
No, because. And I hate to make this like I really don't want to be disrespectful in what I'm saying.
No, we're not disrespecting
but
nobody
I just think
here.
You know,
Nobody's being disrespectful.
You gotta judge people based on who they're with, right? So if I'm with somebody and they're a murderer, that says something about my character. No, I bypass murder.
Okay, I think like what Kenneth is doing, that's not like Nicki's fault. Like, he's the one who did the action, and we're not like, Nicki, what the fuck? Like, that's him who did it. Nicki didn't do it. Like, that is his own action. So I get that. But it's like a little, and the onus should be placed on like him acting that way and not Nicki. But like, there's a little part of it where it's like, that is your whole husband, the father of your child. Like, it does reflect on you in some way. Like, if I was with a problem, like my boyfriend was super problematic, homophobic, racist, like, you guys will be looking at me crazy. You guys be like, who the hell, like, Regina, this is who you're dating. That's all I'm saying.
I will say this though, right? Like they've known each other since they were teenagers.
Okay.
So I would assume if I'm Nicki, right? Like people change over time, right? So I don't want to put like the shit on Nicki for real because this is somebody that I'm rekindling something with, and because we're all adults and we know we're all grown, it's okay to think that she would assume, all right, cool, like he's probably had some very tumultuous times in his life where he's been a part of certain shit, but we're adults now. Maybe he's past that. You know what I'm saying?
But like he just did something.
Yeah.
Like
that's
2 days ago.
That's true.
That's what we're saying.
And we're not owed anything as fans.
Yeah, no.
But I think it would be nice to get an understanding of
like why,
where this commitment comes from when you can have anybody and anything that you want.
Oh, that's easy.
You get what I'm saying?
They're just in love.
Yeah, but
oh wait, what?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
I just think,
I don't
like,
know
that's
much
why
about
she's
the
with him.
relationship. Like
I just feel like some people like the wild side. Like they prefer the wild side.
That's true.
Real
but
shit.
You gotta have. You know how they say control chaos.
Yeah.
You gotta have like you could be wild.
Yeah.
But like Cuba Gooding Jr.
That is not
he's
control
wild.
chaos.
Nah, the nigga's wild, bro.
That's just chaos.
That's wild. Like
That
you
is
can
just
have
chaos.
your pick of the litter when it comes to wild.
Yeah.
I just think that I don't understand it, and one day I hope that we do get a little bit of insight of why and what that is, because then I think it would humanize him a little bit more too, and I think it would humanize their relationship, and her fans, her supporters. I know they blindly follow her, and I ain't trying to fuck with the Barbs. I know y'all are real serious, so please,
shout the Barbs.
No disrespect at all. But yeah, I just wish I got a little bit more of an insight of how and why, because Nicki Minaj is too great of a person, of an artist. She's given way too much to this culture for me and other folks in this space to look at, the dynamic of their relationship and be like, that can be the downfall of, or that is a blemish, right? Because like you said, she can't control anybody but herself.
Yeah.
So for somebody else to put a stain on who she is as a person, as an artist, and her legacy is just kind of unfortunate. So I hope we get a little bit of insight into that at some point. And maybe, people change after a point in time. Maybe he looks at himself online and he's like, yeah, maybe I probably shouldn't have did that. Maybe I should have reacted a little bit different. Because I will say, in the court of public opinion, Cardi B and Offset, they are definitely in the lead in that race. I can't. Yeah, it's no.
Offset's been like, PR trained and kind of knows how to maneuver a little bit more.
Yeah.
Who knows? He might just own mad real estate and we just don't know. So I hope you could just show me with your motion. Like that's really
I like that. I like that. I like motion.
Yeah.
Speaking of motion or lack thereof, Tyrese and DJ Envy. We didn't really get a chance to. Well, we didn't really get a chance to put it out into the world.
Yeah.
Their beef has ended, and I am really upset.
Allegedly.
I'm upset about that.
He said, well, the latest update that we have at the time you guys are listening to this, Tyrese has officially waved his white flag.
No.
He literally said, guys, I choose peace. I'm done. Like he said it from his own mouth. So that's where we're at. Do we believe it? Yes or no?
You see what happens when you ask for support from your friends? You got to end up waving the white flag at the end because of public perception. You see? I'm Team Tyrese.
He's such a Capricorn.
I'm Team Reese. You're supposed to be Team Reese too,
How is
Mr.
this Capricornish?
No, because
yeah.
Because we be lying.
Oh my God.
It's not over, bro.
Yeah, SaVon's like, I know this move.
It's not over, bro. Like, as soon as he lays down in bed and he feels away, he's gonna go on Instagram Live and
he should
get some sympathy.
And he should.
It'll be back.
He
Like,
should.
I love Tyrese, man. Like, he's one of the few people, and I don't know, maybe subconsciously I have this affinity for like Capricorns.
You do.
I really enjoy Tyrese, and I hope let me not say I hope he never lets up, but I hope he never changes.
Listen, I got the opportunity to meet Tyrese at work. I worked with him personally. We shared ramen noodles. And what I saw was just a passionate individual. And I'm always going to rock with the passionate individual. You want to know why? Because the passionate individual is going to give you more truth than a lie.
But what if they're doing some not correct shit?
Then you need to show me the facts, right?
Okay.
Envy. I wish you would have brought that up to Tyrese while he was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy to just walk away and be like, yeah, well, you know why. No, nobody knows why, bro, especially if these things happened in 2016, 2017. Man, we in 2023. Especially during the time it was pretty tumultuous for Tyrese. Tyrese straight out just asked Envy, listen, man, I was going through something. You was going through something, but when you was going through something, I was there for you. When I was going through something, I did not receive the same. And I don't think that's such a big issue. I just feel like that's holding the people that you, quote unquote, care about accountable. You know what I'm saying? So for Envy to take it away, he took it. And salute to Envy and his wife. I get it. If anybody feels uncomfortable about anyone into their lives and a bedroom, but the thing is, though, you done already let them in.
I empathize with Envy.
I don't.
Because he's had a rough year.
I don't.
He's had a rough year.
He does it to himself. That's my man. I really fuck with Envy, bro, but he do it to himself.
This is not the first time that Envy has, moved a little questionably.
Yeah.
So I would empathize, but it's like not an isolated incident.
Like he mad at Tyrese for still talking when he looked at another man in his face and said, "I want to box you in the mouth." Why wouldn't another man be tight about that? What is going on here? Like, we in the Matrix?
But I empathize.
Like, what is going on?
I empathize with Envy because he's had a rough year. The accusations with his real estate. Obviously his marital issues. The Breakfast Club, they got a new look, right? No more Angela Yee. Yeah. As much as people like to say, hey, it was an amicable split and it was beautiful and everybody's great, going on to do greater pastures. Yeah. As people who've worked in groups, we all know there's always a little something more to that. So I feel bad for Envy for that reason. And I also like, why can't I feel bad for Envy?
Because I want people to hold themselves accountable first, and then we could do that. I don't like how he just keeps moving the goalposts on Tyrese, or what he did, because they said it's over now. Answer Tyrese straight up, dog. He looked at you, he said, yo, you was there for me. I mean, I was there for you, you wasn't there for me. That's it. You bringing up all this other shit like, man, what is we talking about right quick?
I hope this beef never ends.
Me too.
I hope this is the infinite beef that we deserve. I hope this is 50 Cent and Ja Rule levels of beef. I hope
for decades.
Rick Ross is able to sign Tyrese and they can create a song dedicated to DJ Envy.
That would go crazy.
I would never, ever want to include DJ Envy's family or anybody, his wife, into this situation. Yeah. But I do enjoy it. And only because we reap what we sow. And there's going to come a point in time where somebody who feels a way about what we're saying on this podcast may feel away. And we gotta understand and deal with the consequences of what it is that we say. And I feel like Tyrese, he didn't get a lot of grace. And I feel like, media, we have this ability to control the narrative. And the Breakfast Club being the biggest, if not one of the biggest platforms in this space, in hip hop culture, when Envy was going through what it was that he was going through, I think he was able to control that narrative to his benefit, as he should, because he created such a large platform. Right. So he should be able to talk, about the things that are going on in his relationship without much pushback. Like, he earned that right. But like you said, I agree, Tyrese does have a valid point where it's like, all right, please don't kiki about what it is that I'm going through. When you went through something similar and I gave you the grace to kind of help you mend that situation.
Diddy just visited the Breakfast Club last week. Envy asks him about the women in his life. Diddy goes, yo, it's crazy how you could talk about everybody else's girl or wife, but nobody could talk about yours. And I'm so glad Diddy said that. Because it's just a real moment. Like, everybody respects DJ Envy. We love DJ Envy. We grew up on him. But it's like, yo, bro, you just got to keep it 100 with certain things, man. Like, why got to be so one-sided with shit? Like, just answer something straight on.
Yeah. I agree. Speaking of Diddy, y'all checked out that album?
Yes.
Oh, man, I ain't gonna lie. Reggie gave it to us a little.
Absolutely. I don't know, maybe allegedly, but what'd you guys think?
Say nothing.
Because I might be biased. I've been reading everybody's reactions towards the Diddy album, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm biased or not.
What do you mean? Because you did did you interview him?
Yes, I did interview him.
Right.
But people that happened I feel like that happened a few weeks ago. But what'd you guys think?
That's kind of some bias. I think it is probably the best project I've heard this year.
Okay, now that Alex said it, I could say it too. Because I just feel like I love the album from literally the first time I pressed play. And then I was like, I didn't know if I'm just, biased. But then everybody started saying yes, that they love it too. Album of the year, guys.
I think it was, what was it, Reggie? 23, 24 songs?
It was really long. I think it was like 20. Yeah.
Like, right in that range. Do you know how hard it is to make 23, 24 songs sound
that are fire?
Sound like 14 though?
Yeah, that sound really good.
I think it's because it was all R&B. That helped a lot.
Yeah, and he rapped on it, but he was calm about it.
He was Diddy.
He was Diddy. You know what I'm saying?
Go.
And most importantly, man,
take that.
take that. Yeah,
that's a great ad-lib. That's one of my favorite ad-libs in the world.
Take that. His new shit is
because think about all the ways you can say take that. All the people you could talk to while you sing.
That's how he was treating them in the studio, giving them whips and lashes when they hit. He said, yo, sing that shit in C sharp, bitch.
That's what he does.
I know that's what he do. And you can hear it on the album, man. I heard cats like Jacquees sound in.
How do you feel about Jacquees?
I've always felt like he was a throat singer.
Oh my God! Wait, we're having the exact same opinions right now. Yes. No, like I've never been. I didn't hate him, but I just never understood because he's such a nasally singer. I never got into it.
Yeah.
But on this album,
she hates nasally singers.
Yes, Jacquees and Adam Levine, and no, but like on this album, Jacquees had one of the best features.
What?
Like, I was like, wow.
See what that Diddy touch do?
Yeah. Nah, he did.
See what that little Diddy touch do? And it was good to hear artists that. When I hear their music independently, I kind of want different things from them. Mm-hmm. On this Puff album, they sound exactly how you want them to sound.
Yeah. Cohesive.
Cohesive. Mm-hmm. Diddy's bringing back. You know what, too? What I wanted to talk about in R&B real quick. I feel like recently R&B has been getting too sleepy.
Ooh.
I am personally
like slow,
and I love slow music, but it's a way you do slow. Mm-hmm. See, even the slow joints on this have a bop on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it has a.
Who's the king of the bop?
Yeah, like you could still move to it, but it's R&B, and that's the thing that probably stood out to me. Yeah,
we could dance to this. Yeah.
But and it's still R&B. Mm-hmm. I think that's the thing that stood out to me the most. And just showing that he could still do this shit, man. Yeah. We people have been critiquing him over the last couple of months of where's the Love album, where's it at? Diddy said R&B is dead. I mean, damn, when you give an offering like this, you could kind of see the place he was pulling from and speaking from.
I'm gonna give a little bit of a critique.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, go.
Just a little bit.
We love a little bit
because I love the album.
Yeah,
I love the project.
critiques.
I love the artist on here. Mm-hmm. Everything made sense to me.
Yeah.
But I never want to see, I never want to hear, I never want to read the headline that The Weeknd is no longer giving anybody a feature for the rest of his career. That's been the headline. I don't know if y'all saw it.
I seen it.
Okay. The Weeknd is saying he's done.
Yeah, as The Weeknd.
He's done as The Weeknd. He's done giving features. He is just able.
He lying.
And he is just failing on HBO television shows. That's all he wants to do, right? That's it. He's wrapping it up.
They keep canceling shit over there.
So when I see The Weeknd featuring French Montana, a part of me died.
What you mean?
Why?
Because that nigga don't deserve a Weeknd feature, bro.
What do you? French sounded amazing.
Not us rewriting history.
French sounded amazing on that shit.
We're recording this in New York right now. I feel like we will always respect French Montana.
What? I think he deserved it, yo. It was Diddy album.
But that's not sexy.
It is sexy.
You thought it like didn't work?
I feel like Diddy said, yo, you my mans. Everybody know Diddy and French are
I'll put you on.
Yo, I got you with a look.
Ciroc boys.
And he gave him a look. And shout out to French because he does deserve. He does deserve it.
I think French is a legend.
That's like just leave if that's how you're going out.
Okay.
Just let him
like
go
your last
out
song
on his own. In Diddy.
I see what you're saying.
Like,
I see what you're saying.
I didn't really like the coordination between him and French. Everything else I loved.
My only critique with French is he keep looking for another unforgettable. You my man, French. Let it go. You my man. You caught one with that joint.
Yeah, that shit is like triple diamond.
Yo, you don't got to keep looking for the Afro beat joint with Sway Lee or another singer. It's cool. You're stamped. Mac and cheese, all them series. You know how I feel. You know how we rocking. Come on, son.
Y'all like the Justin Bieber song on there?
One of the best songs on that project.
You know my answer.
Yeah.
Even the way it starts. You don't assume for Justin Bieber to start singing on that mug.
Yeah. I was like, I forgot you could actually sing.
Drums start, like the drums just start going and the melody come in. Oh my God.
Yeah, I think like musically that's the best song on the whole album. Absolutely. But my favorite is What's Love with Nova.
Oh man, that Nova wave.
Yeah.
Woo!
I love that.
Very impressed by the Diddy album. I don't have much critiques on it.
All right, cool. I'm glad we kind of discussed it. Reggie, real quick, before we wrap up with Diddy, I know you got a chance to kind of sit down and talk to him about the album. Like, what was his energy like? What was your experience like with Diddy?
Oh my gosh. He's a legend. Okay, so it was... I originally thought I was going to get like a one-on-one interview. I was like super excited. But then, his busy schedule, like we kind of predicted that anything can happen. So I went in with, just open intentions. And the TV, the on-camera people went first. So you have like the Entertainment Tonight and like all that stuff. So we were all in a room, waiting, the press people. And just, I could tell it was interview after interview after interview. And he came in the beginning like, oh God, like high energy. Like we said hi to him at the beginning of the day. But then he did like probably like 30 interviews. And I was like, fuck. And I was like almost last.
Oh, shit.
And so they kind of just gave us like a group, like session with him, just to like talk to him. So it wasn't a one-on-one, but we just... because it was a group session, it just felt like we were talking about like life and like where he's at in his career and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was fire. Like I really appreciated him because I could tell he was tired, but he gave us the best energy ever. Like he's really on that like love shit.
Yeah.
And we had like a stool for him to sit on, like a big fancy stool. He came in, he like took the stool, like he put on the side of the room. He sat on the floor. He was like, all right, guys, let's talk. So I really like cherish that experience. He's a legend. And I used my like few, I can't like take up the floor that long. So you have to pick your questions really carefully. And I asked him, I was like, I cited Nipsey Hussle's Breakfast Club interview. Nipsey Hussle says like, oh, when I think about Diddy, I think about his alley-oops. Like I think about how like in like who's out, who's not. Like he says, okay, put the sample here, Biggie, you come in here. Like he's like the playmaker. So I was like, what's your favorite alley-oop moment? And go on Vibe.com to read the answer. But yeah, and then it was just like.
Were you surprised by his answer?
Okay, fine. I'll just say
no,
it.
don't give it. I want them to go to Vibe. So I just want to know if you were surprised by it.
It was. I wasn't surprised. I liked his answer, but I was a little surprised because there was like so many other names on it.
Got it.
But yeah,
that's a dope moment.
He's the best. He's the
Shout out
best.
to you.
Hugged everybody in the room.
See that?
Shout out to Diddy.
And salute to Diddy for still fucking for the old niggas. He giving me hope. Yeah. Oh, you didn't hear that this
living
week?
his truth.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry. For those of you that don't know, Diddy sat down, did some promo with Young Miami, and she asked Diddy how long he goes, and he said, "Yo, when you go off the grid with me, we going all night." So that just gives me a lot of hope to still be in my 50s slanging crazy, close to 60s still slanging crazy.
Okay.
That's what I learned off the grid, because the album is called the Love Album, right?
Off the grid.
Off the grid.
Yeah.
So that off the grid for that nastiness, y'all.
Yeah, they had to go like literally to like an island.
Had to go off the
I
grid
love
for
that.
a second.
I like that. that. Shout out to Diddy, man.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I
Just
appreciate
like-
people like that.
Yeah, just like I
Gets
just
it.
just thinking about it, like he really put out a great album.
He gets it.
Like I just love it.
He just
like
gets
it just
it.
happened. Like shout out to him. He's
Yeah.
3 decades in, still doing it.
Yeah.
He's just a shining example of like greatness.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
It's true.
saying? Like people that still want to do it at a high level,
Yeah.
people that still care about the craft.
Care.
Like he could put out an album every year because he's not technically an artist, right? Where he has to get in the booth. He could
do it
always
himself.
call favors and say, "Hey, I'm putting together an album." Like, and I hate to make this comparison, but I'm gonna do it. It's like DJ Khaled. I think the impact of his albums kind of lost a little bit of that luster because it felt like he was just getting favors from his friends and some of the bigger artists, and a lot of people were just doing things just to do it, compared to actually caring and curating the way that Diddy did with this project. Like, I feel like he really took his time with it,
Yeah.
and that's super appreciated.
Yeah.
A lot of people say a lot of things about Diddy. One thing you can't say about him is that he can't produce a body of work.
Absolutely.
He can't produce a hit. He can't, curate a actual sound. And I think, there's a testament to still having a sound in the space today where everything is so, just consumed by different sounds and unoriginal. Like he still has his own original, authentic sound of who he is.
And-
so shout out to Diddy for that.
And most importantly, just the care, the end of. You mentioned Khaled. We can clearly see people who are chasing numbers and milestones versus the people that are really just trying to do it for the art. And salute to both. Everybody has their different ways that push them or motivate them, but you can clearly see this here.
And we know Diddy and DJ Khaled, they're close, they're friends.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Yeah.
And so I would love to see how Diddy's album could potentially rub off on the DJ Khaled,
I
because
agree.
the last true album that I listened to DJ Khaled and I felt like he cared and the people around it
Major
cared
Key.
was Major Key.
Yeah,
Right?
for sure.
And after Major Key, it became mainstream and it became, let me get the biggest names on the biggest songs.
And then just put them on.
And let me just put it all together,
Yeah.
and it kind of you almost water down your own product. And it's great that you can get a Drake song, and it's great that you can get Quavo and Justin Bieber and Nicki Minaj and Cardi B and all these folks. But like we can tell as a consumer, like we're a little bit smarter today. We just don't accept things for face value.
Yeah.
And I think that is one of the reasons why when Tyler the Creator beat him out in his first week sales, he kind of was shocked by it and he started like fake hating and fake dissing and
Not
sneak
real
diss-
hating.
All right.
Yeah, I remember that moment was really
hating.
salty, really salty.
He said, "Yeah, we listen to my type of music you can actually hear, not the shit that you can't understand."
I love how you knew the exact quote. He does this. Alex does this, guys.
That's what he said.
But he was hating, and I think a lot of the reason he was hating
That
was
was
because
hate.
you wasn't putting out like some heat.
He said,
or
"Hey,
something.
my music, you can hear it in a barbershop, because you can actually hear it." That's what he said. He said, not that weirdo shit that you don't know what's going on.
Oh my God.
Yo, shout out to Tyler. I love his music.
Shout out to Tyler, man. And again, I hope this kind of pushes people who are in the same, space as a Diddy to just put out the best music possible and like actually care about it and don't just do it because you can. Because again, like we said, for you to even get a weekend feature, honestly, that's bigger than a Drake feature. And not saying it has more. No. Just listen to what
I'm listening.
You ain't even let me finish my shit, bro.
I'm listening.
Ain't even let me finish my shit, bro.
I'm listening.
I'm not saying it's more impactful. It's harder to get a weekend feature, especially in hip. That's all I meant by that. I'm not like, chill. Just let me finish my thoughts, bro. Like,
you got it.
You don't see that many weekend features compared to a Drake.
Yeah. You know how I feel about him.
Before we get out of here, because we already passed
let's get up out of here, man.
Are we out of here?
No, do you think?
Before we get out of here, listen, man. I will say this. Celebrities are making it really, and we don't have to like live on this. Celebrities are making it really hard for me as a young person to really think about marriage. Okay? We are seeing constant divorce, constant separation. This week alone, Jeezy and Gina.
There was so many.
Oh my God.
Iman, Shumpert. Okay. I don't care about celebrity relationships. I genuinely, I'll comment once in a while, but I genuinely am not the type of person to But Iman Shumpert and Teyana Taylor officially divorcing, that one, I genuinely was like, whoa.
They said they
like that
separated.
hit. Yeah,
that's big.
Yeah, they said
and it came from Tiana's own Instagram. Like that, guys, I was not seeing that. I did not see that coming.
But I'm not surprised because when they were I guess really, really good, we would see them together all the time, see them at events. I've seen Teyana has she's diverted, right? She's kind of left music and is now on the design things of
creative director
shit, right?
She's killing it.
Right? We saw her do it for Lil Baby. I think we saw her do it for Summer Walker, right? And Iman, he started a podcast. I think he's on The Shy. I could be wrong, but I know he's acting now. So I've just seen them working separately.
And they're flourishing.
And absolutely. And, I'm glad that she still sees it as family. But, man, it just really makes you think about, and fuck them being celebrities, just in general. Like, the marriage thing is just Jeezy, right? Jeezy and how do you say
that's
the
one that fucked me up. Jeannie Mae,
really?
Jeannie Mae.
That's the one that fucked, because I fuck with Jeezy, because I love Jeezy, and I love seeing real niggas transition into love, and they look like
they
a
look
thing.
happy,
They look happy, so I was happy. And also, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm like, why the fuck you up?
Because I thought Jeezy defeated the stereotype that Jeannie put out into the world.
Yo.
Because we all know that she said, when you want to have a good night in the bedroom, you go to a black man, and when you're ready to settle down and get married, you go to a white man. That's what she said before she was married.
That was paraphrasing, but honestly, her actual comment, the word for word, was even worse. So
So look, I saved it a little bit, but I was happy to see her married, and I know, from what I see at least, Jeezy has transformed his life. He's a positive, you know what I'm saying? He's an author now. He actually conformed and beat the odds in a lot of ways. So to see him happy and to know his story and to see where he is and was able to bring that together, I was like, oh shit, that's really dope. That's kind of what you want to do. You want to be able to transition and change somebody's thought of who you are as a person, because clearly she had a misconception of what it is black men were as a people.
Yo, she was wild.
So she was just getting dick down. Clearly,
Shorty said, I use. I want to repeat.
We ain't got to do that. But I felt bad that my guy had to go, and he filed for divorce. So who knows? We'll see more, and hopefully they can kind of reconcile and make that thing work.
And also, on the topic of changing each other, you know how he changed a lot. I heard that well, she has said this, that she didn't want marriage and a family and kids because she was sexually abused as a child. So she never wanted that. But then clearly, after falling in love with Jeezy, she really changed, and I just
2 years though.
Yeah.
What about
That's how long they was married.
But see,
2 years.
Can't afford therapy. It's coming back. We had a conversation about marriage, and one of the things that I will stand by is I can only do marriage one time. So I am okay with waiting until 35, 40. I can only go through that once. I can't do the divorce thing. Once I do divorce, that's it. I'm never getting married again. So I hate the fact that they had to go through that, because that always hurts my heart when people get divorced prematurely. You really didn't even see things, in my opinion, and I'm not putting it on their relationship. But if I were to get married and then got to do a divorce 2 years later, clearly I shouldn't have been in that situation. Now, I do want to give some support and some love to Hugh Jackman.
Okay. What happened to Hugh?
Hugh's going through a divorce
Damn.
after 27 years of marriage.
Don't get married, y'all.
After 20.
I'm getting married. I don't know about you guys.
27 years.
I don't care.
Wolverine.
Listen,
I'm
gonna keep it about. You said 27 years?
27.
After 27 years, we just gonna have to have different rooms in here.
Yeah.
You ain't going. After 27 years, you gonna have a room over there.
We're just roommates.
My room gonna be down the block.
That hurts.
And we just gonna link with whatever we need to link with.
Yeah, man.
We ain't doing nothing else. We ain't going nowhere after
Streets
27
are
years.
saying that Hugh was really devastated over this too. I don't know how his wife, his ex-wife feel, but Hugh, he's really going through it, man.
All he gotta do is fuck some new pussy. He gonna be all right.
That can't cure everything.
Might cure something. 27
Damn.
years. 27
I wonder what's in the cards for us, guys.
No, but
Who's
can you
gonna
imagine?
Who's gonna get married first?
Why should be
You?
me?
Hey, I don't know.
It's
Well,
easily Regi.
Yeah, nah,
Okay,
it's
but-
easy.
You're way far behind.
you never know
calm
what
down.
life has in store for us. What if Alex is married like next year?
What do you
Why?
want to
You
bet?
know he's like an Aries. He's very passionate. What if he
Yeah.
just marries her?
What
like,
do you want to
Word.
bet? It's gonna be
oh,
you.
let's do this on air.
Like,
wait.
bro.
Well, I don't know who I'm gonna vote for though.
Yourself.
You're gonna tell me who I'm. Oh, okay, fine. Okay, wait, what?
Because you're the closest to it.
Yeah, I got you.
Me and Alex are probably the furthest. And
No,
I don't
I
know
think-
who's further between he and
No,
I.
I think I
Same
know. No. It's different because I know who I'm gonna marry, but I don't mind waiting like mad years because
do
we're
it.
not ready. Like I'm young. Like
Yeah.
All right, so if
so
you had to vote,
you guys might get married before me.
if you had to vote, excluding yourself, who's gonna win that race between Alex and
I don't know. I don't know. Oh wait, you guys are both impulsive. I think SaVon's gonna get married first.
Damn!
What?
Love don't love me.
No, I never said you're not gonna get married.
Love don't love
I
me.
didn't think she was going with me. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was going for you. I was
fuck with you,
gonna
Regi.
say
I'll
Alex.
fuck with you, Regi.
No.
fuck
No,
with
because SaVon's an old ass man. That's why.
I'll take it.
That was a
I'll
good
take
cleanup.
That
Yes.
was a great cleanup. Yo, she's good.
She's good. She does this.
She's good. Yeah, hopefully we
Yeah.
never have these conversations and stories about divorce.
At all.
Let's just keep it on marriage and
Yeah.
then just leave it there.
Right?
Leave it there.
Let's
But
not
yeah,
speak
this
that.
was fun. This was fun.
Yeah.
I don't know where this is gonna come out, when it's gonna come out. But if you're
Y'all
listening to
hear
this
it.
podcast, Underdog Fantasy, make sure y'all go do that. They will match your first deposit. Okay, so please make sure y'all go get that money. Y'all
Code
can
need
follow
to
my
know.
pics. If y'all also want to DM me, I am open to all the DMs. Code need to know for sure. Make sure y'all get that code, Alex, Regi. With that being said,
Yeah.
it has been a pleasure doing this podcast with you all
Always.
each and every single week.
Always,
I love this.
You
Sorry
know
guys,
what
we're like delirious right now.
A little bit.
I did all this off of wisdom tooth too, y'all. I love y'all.
Gang.